The $200 billion betrayal. How one family blinded the US Navy for 17 years. The message stream was clean, too clean. A US submarine captain whispered to his XO, "They're waiting for us." Hours later, a Soviet boat slid into position like it had the playbook. Across the Atlantic, carriers shifted routes, and still, Soviet patrols showed up where they shouldn't. Here's the twist: they weren't guessing. For years, Moscow wasn't just listening, they were reading. In real time. The keys that were supposed to keep the Navy silent had become a lighthouse. Billions in hardware, decades of doctrine, lives on patrol, all exposed. And the person who finally cracked the secret, she'd been living with it. The dramatic question, promise, and road map. How did one family's betrayal quietly disarm the backbone of America's nuclear deterrent? That's the question. The answers don't start in Moscow. They start in kitchens, barracks, and comms rooms, where a father pulled his son into a trade, a brother said yes out of debt and pride, and a best friend decided secrets paid better than loyalty. The hidden failure sat inside paperwork. Not genius, not gadgets, lists, keys, routine updates that moved like clockwork and were treated like chores. For years, warnings flickered, odd intercepts, exercises that felt compromised, rumors of cryptographic trouble that never quite hardened into proof. Inside the Navy and the intelligence world, the silos held. Signals over here, human sources over there, while trust in systems smothered suspicion about people. Meanwhile, the Soviets kept turning the pages. Here's the promise. We'll follow the keys from the safe to the Kremlin and back out to sea, where captains felt a shadow stick to their hulls. We'll watch the recruiting, how the net grew from a petty officer with access to cryptologic control into a ring that spanned ships, training pipelines, and a defense contractor's office. We'll sit with the letters that showed pride curdling into desperation and the divorce call that put a finger on the first loose thread. Thematic truth: the silent service wasn't silent. It was exposed by the most boring part of encryption, distribution. The KGB's edge came from what should have been mundane: monthly key lists, maintenance manuals, comm routines. Paperwork became power. And the real cost wasn't just money. It was doctrine built on assumptions that turned out to be wrong. It was deterrence that looked strong on paper and fragile at sea. It was trust, between services, between allies, inside crews, fractured in ways that took years to repair. Here's our map. Pillar I, the theft, how burn bags and key lists walked out under fluorescent lights. Pillar II, the ring brother, son, best friend, each with a different door into classified rooms. Pillar III, what the Soviets actually received and why those pages opened everything. Then the ocean, how patrol patterns and broadcasts translated into Soviet positioning. The missed alarms, the bureaucratic fog. The first break, sparked not by an analyst, but by an angry ex-wife. The sting, the night of the drop, the arrests. We'll end where it matters, counting the cost, fixing the codes, and facing the question that still gnaws. How close did we come? And who would have warned us if she hadn't called? The family recruiter,